Hey y'all, first off, happy Friday. This is Will with DevGrabr. For more on that, do a little clickety-click on my profile. And I am excited as heck because today is our first video. And I'm also excited because we're coming out of the gate hot. This isn't any tips or tricks. You will get no memes from me today, people. This is not frosting. This is straight cake. Okay, this is some real deal strategy that I've been using with clients over the past 90 days to really address the most common problem that we've got in tech recruiting, which is skill ranking. Okay, when I say ranking skill, I mean just as much on both sides of the desk when you're profiling engineers and trying to build a good profile to represent them correctly, and when you're intaking the job and trying to rank the skills needed and arming your recruiters with that information that they can actually fill it. Okay, so this applies both sides of that. As a matter of fact, a smaller agency in Colorado I'm working with that does full desk recruiting, this says just smashed their ratios and fixed a lot of problems. All right, so let's get into it. Again, now, years equals no. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that the old traditional system, which is broken, is someone's good at technology X because they've been using it for this many years. All right? Not, no, bad. Okay? If recruiting tools were alcoholic beverages, this system would be lemon White Claw. Not even lime. Not even lime. It doesn't represent today's ecosystem of technology, how you pursue skills and get better. And the bottom line is it's competitive out there. And if you want to get good and then better and then best at a certain skill, you've got to build stuff. And then you've got to build a better iteration of what you just built and just keep on marching forward, because that's what makes you good at technology. And overall, that's what this system's replacing. So let's get cracking. So, zero. I don't have zero here because you yahoos don't know what zero means. It's just that as zero correlates to one is important. And I want to make sure that you people understand that one, even though it's the bottom, has got some value. Okay, so if you've ever also done any of my training, you know that I always workshop specific examples. So for today, we're going to use the technology Angular. JavaScript framework. It's been out for a long time now. It's really popular. Maybe not as popular as React or Svelte or some of the newer ones, but it's still a big deal. Okay, so I'm on the lookout for some Angular talents for a good client, and I run into a zero. A zero's not going to help me because it literally means they know nothing, they've got nothing, they don't know anything about that technology. Okay, as correlation to a one does have some value. Now, it's important that you know that a 1 hasn't actually used the technology, but a 1 has conceptual knowledge, and they understand the purpose and the use cases. So I might be talking to a developer and asking them about Angular, and they say, hey, Will, I wish I was in an Angular shop. I really do. I'm in an old school jQuery shop. User experience is not the first concern of my company. So even though I know it's great for building dynamic stuff that the user loves, that the developer loves to build, and performance-wise, yada, yada, I have never used it, even though I would love to. So that's a 1, okay? Agency folks, you're probably not sending too many 1s to your clients. Number 2, novice, junior level, introductory level users, all right? I've touched it. Boop, I've booped the snoot, and you will see that a lot when you're running into 2s. If I ask a 2-level Angular person, hey, listen, Jenny, I'm looking for a great Angular developer for my client, and I see your background here. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you've been doing with Angular? And she says, you know what, Will, I've touched it, okay? Our CTO came to me and another developer last quarter, and she said, hey, I'd love for you guys to do a proof of concept using Angular so we can get used to it, see if it's good for future products. We got pulled off of it right when it got started. So I've written a little bit of code, but I'm a 2, okay? I've touched it. Agency folks, probably not gonna send 2s, but they can hit the ground running. So if you've got someone that's a really good fit as far as like other aspects of the tech stack, they just happen to be a 2 in Angular, might be someone that you submit if they've got some cross-stack value there. All right, number 3, solid understanding and utilization of basic features, has built end-to-end apps, current skill, can contribute immediately. That is a 3. Okay, so when I'm talking to a 3 in regards to Angular, I'm talking to them about their experience, and I say, hey Beth, what do you know about Angular? I got a great client who would appreciate someone with some expertise here. And she says, hey, I'm currently in an Angular shop. We actually rebuilt our ticketing system. It worked so good that we went soup to nuts and rebuilt our entire CRM in Angular. I contributed a lot of the code as a senior developer, and I'm looking forward to some future work in Angular. Okay, so a 3 is solid. A lot of the time, agency folks, a 3 is going to get it done for you. Again, unless the client is specifically asking for something above and beyond. So 3, rock solid, basic understanding of features. They built end-to-end apps, and important, they can contribute immediately. It is one of their current skills. All right, number 4. Primary go-to skill, okay? Wheelhouse skill. Wheelhouse, meaning that this is what I do, okay? Angular is in my toolkit. It's one of the first things that I reach for. I not only have knowledge of basic and advanced features, I'm architect level and ready to mentor others. So 4s all day for you agency people, okay? 4s should really, it should be, we're done here. Okay, if you've got an Angular job order for someone that's senior, because it's going to cover the architectural aspects and it's going to cover the development aspects as well. Unless, you know, explicitly told that you need a 5. All right, we're going to get into why. Okay, so again, 4, advanced features, basic features, they're good even at an architect level. So if you're starting with nothing, this is someone that can be a real value to your development team. All right, last but not least, number 5, premier skill set, consultant level, subject matter expert, a trailblazer, a guru, even though this term's kind of dated, okay? A 5 has knowledge of all versions. They're the first to future releases. They're involved in the community. Maybe they're a speaker. They're making content. Angular is their bread and butter, okay? So if I'm at a social drink up and I'm trying to meet other developers and stuff, and I run into a 5 and I say, hey Angie, how you doing? My name's Will. I'm looking for an Angular developer. What do you know about it? And she shows me a picture of her beach house and says, Will, you see that? Yeah, Angular paid for that. I'm an Angular consultant. And she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a McLaren key fob and goes, boop, boop. And I look out and there's a McLaren and the back license plate says Angular, okay? Angular paid for that. All right, so that's a 5. All right, 5s, it's premier. It's like what they're doing. Okay, they're out there. They're knocking out like the biggest contracts and the best projects, and they're trying to be a 5 as long as they can. Because again, technology is fleeting, and that's their opportunity. Okay, so that's why overall, guys, 5 is usually overkill. And 5 is kind of dangerous to make a W-2 offer to, because technology, again, is pretty fleeting. They're chasing that spotlight while they're 5s, all right, in my opinion. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed my 1 through 5. I want to make sure that you understand this is really one of my mantras, and any training that I do is really revolved around this. It's not your job to give hiring managers the best resumes. It's your job to give them the best information. And a lot of the time that comes from systems and profiles that you design. So help out. At the end of the day, we all need to represent developers and engineers as best as we can. Have a great Friday, and everybody stay safe. Thanks for watching.